So, I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit today while I'm just kind of cruising around, just thinking about some geocaching ideas and things like that. A little bit about me. I've been doing geocaching probably since about the beginning of the summer. Why I got started into it. I was just kind of tired of, the kids. Kids nowadays, they like to sit around on their iPads and not really do anything. And I found myself, I'm a teacher, off on the summers. I got that, uh, quality about my job, that I love, that I can be off in the summers and spend time with my kids. And one of the things, I noticed is that they spent so much time on their iPads. So I was looking around, and thinking about what are some ideas of, hobbies, things we could do that don't cost any money, that you could go out and, spend some quality time with them. And geocaching popped up on a website. So, next thing you know, we download the app, so the geocaching official app. Of course, if you look on either the Google Play Store or the iTunes Store, there's going to be a ton of them out there. But the official one is the one I use, especially for Android. I know a lot of people with iPhones use Cachly, or I think that's what that's called. So you can use that one if you like. Especially if you have an iPhone. I've heard it's a little bit better. But it's, when it comes down to it, just pick the one that's easiest for you to use. That's my motto. So, sorry if the road's a little bit bumpy. I'm kind of driving on a little bit back road right here, and they don't really necessarily pave them all that well. I care. So, once you download that, I would suggest becoming a premium member. I mean, it's $5 or so a month. You can find, I like to sometimes hit up just the premium members caches. And so what you basically do, so starting from step one, after you download the app, you get on there, you look for, a cache in your town or one that's near you, and just basically it gives you the GPS coordinates, and even gives you like driving directions, to where you're close to it, and you start looking. And at first it's a little frustrating if you're not used to it, because you start looking around, and they're not out in the open. And some of these spots, that I've found geocaches at, and I have about 120 finds or so. Some of the spots that I found them at are, they're in plain sight, where they are, but they're not like necessarily out in the open. So they really camouflage and really disguise them fairly well. So when you get out, you find it. Typically, you can find them as small as, like little micros, or, big old ammo cans. But what I've really liked about it most is one-offs. You get your kids out of the house, you get them, doing some. You get yourself out of the house, and you really will spend almost the whole day, looking for these things. So you get out there, and, some of them have little paper, in them. Almost all of them do logbooks. The kids love the bigger ones, so I try to really hit up larger ones with the kids, just because they love looking at the little toys and trinkets and stuff that are in there to find. But most of the ones that you'll find are what we call like traditional caches. When you look on the app, those are the like ones that are highlighted in green. Ooh, it's a bumpy part right there, sorry guys. So here comes another one. But anyways, so there are regular or traditional caches. Once you get used to finding some of them, you become it becomes easier. You'll know the little spots that people hide them in, on long guardrails along the road, where people hide them in, and the little holes like in trees or things like that, those are the typical ones right there. I'm coming up on one right now that I found a couple like months ago, and I don't know if it's probably there anymore, because sometimes you find that they've chopped all these trees and brush down and stuff. I wonder if it's there. I'll have to go check that out sometime. But so you have regular caches. You'll get these things called multi-caches. Now, I've never actually attempted one myself. I want to try that sometime. What that is you find one, it gives you coordinates to another one, and then to another one, depending on how many stages the person did for that. So I'd like to try those out. The mystery ones are pretty cool because you got to solve a puzzle to do that. And so you go on there, and because the coordinates that it gives you initially are not the actual coordinates that the thing's at. So you go to the little description of the geocache, and then you got to solve a puzzle. Like the one I've done is one down there in Bastrop. It's what we kind of call a geo art. It's all the caches initially are set up like the symbol, a longhorn symbol, and they're all famous Texans. And so you kind of go in there and you have to answer a question about each of those, and it's pretty neat. So I've done a couple of those. There's some virtual ones, and I've only done one virtual one, and that was up at the Dealey Plaza, the 6th floor museum. They had one, and it's alongside the grassy knoll, and so there's that one. And I decided, all you had to do is basically take a picture, post it, and you get this little smiley symbol and get as a find. So those are some of my favorite caches and cache types. I really enjoy the ones that are kind of a challenge, to themselves, and there's been a couple of them, and I'm still searching for. And I think that's what I like about it the most, is you get to go out and obviously spend time. You get to see some cool places. For example, there's one out in Camp Hearn, Texas, and it's a big old ammo box. But what's neat about out there, I had no idea. There in World War II, there was a German POW camp out there. So that was kind of neat to learn about the history of it. I'm a history nerd. I love all that stuff about history, and Texas is abundant with history. So I haven't had one. Sorry, son, get right up in your ass. So, but that's it. I just wanted to come on and talk to y'all a little bit about me and what I like about geocaching, what it is. So if you get a chance, give it a try. Download the app. Go find a couple of them. Some rules to know, tips. When you're finding them, when you find it, leave it how it is. You find the box or the pill bottle or the, micro magnet thing, put it back where it was. Sign the log, put it back where it was, just because I have found some, and it is disappointing when you make a trip all the way out to a certain spot, and, it's not there anymore. So, because somebody's, what they call, muggled it, So, put it back where it was, trade something. If you take something out of like a box, put something back in. I ordered these little lucky Chinese coins off of Amazon. It was like $8 for like 50 of them, which ain't too bad. So I download goofball. I'm trying to drive down the road and talk to y'all, so you know. But anyways, so I ordered these, and it's been nice. Now I've been doing it a couple months. I got me a backpack that has all these little travel bugs. We'll talk about travel bugs, and I can show you all some of mine whenever I'm not driving down the road, because it's probably dangerous enough. But we'll do a video like that. Sorry the kiddos ain't in this one. We'll get them in some. So, but I just wanted to come on here and talk to y'all about that. But I'd appreciate it. If you can, please subscribe to the channel and Caching with the Reynolds. So hope you enjoy it. If there's anything, I'll say this: if there's anything that we could do better, let me know. If there's anything that y'all want us to do, talk about, what kind of caches you'd like us to try to find, to sort of show you some examples of how to do it, by all means, let us know. Comment below and all that good stuff. So, alrighty. Well, we will see y'all later. on the other video. Bye.